Hello, my name is Krista Simpson, and today I've chosen language development from birth to 3 to do my presentation. I've chosen this topic because it amazes me and it confounds me how an infant can go from complete and utter helplessness at birth to effectively communicating within 2 to 3 years. I think it's completely amazing. As you can see, my visual aid focuses on the milestones that infants reach in their journey to speech and language development. Infants are born with innate abilities to learn. However, the environment provides experiences that the infants learn from. These two aspects go hand in hand, and both are required for the infant to progress. Language is necessary in all areas of learning. However, the precursors for language development is experience and stimulation. Our text explains that language development and cognitive development are interlinked. Piaget taught us that infants develop a schema, or the structure for organizing information, so that the information can be processed within the brain. And as you can see here, these are the milestones for language development. While here, I have listed Piaget's steps of cognitive development. These two processes go together, which was my thinking for developing this visual aid. As we see here, newborn, burping and crying is the first milestone. The next one is 1 month, when they present vowel-like utterances. At 2 months, they provide laughter and cooing and partially correct consonants and vowel sounds. At 3 months, they begin turn-taking with an adult. Production of syllables that contain more accurate representations of consonants and vowel sounds. An example of this is the word ga or ba that babies say. At 4 months, they can use their tongue with greater control and strength. At 5 months, they imitate vowel sounds like ah and o. They raise and lower their pitch, which is their intonation. From 6 to 7 months, they produce CV sounds, like ba 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 ba. At 8 months, they produce varied syllable sequences, ba ga 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 ba da. From 8 to 12 months, they begin to imitate what they hear, and they begin to sequence syllables, and they begin to sound like real words. From 18 to 36 months, they experience rapid language development. Each of these are milestones. It's often said that babies develop differently and they learn differently and they learn at different rates. And that's true to a point. However, if they fail to reach these milestones, then it's worth having a conversation with your pediatrician about, because early intervention is one of the most important aspects for catching a child's deficit early. Here we see the stages of cognitive development according to Piaget. Stage 1 is from birth to 1 month, and it has children demonstrate accommodation or modification of a schema in response to environmental stimuli. And I don't want to go through all of these, but they go through 24 months. And the last one is that children solve problems through thought rather than through physical means, and produce labels for objects or actions, observe an action, or store it in their memory and reproduce the action later. Each of these are intertwined as their cognition develops, as does their language development. As you can see here, I have 3 activities which are useful for helping them to develop language. The first one is blowing bubbles. In this activity, you can place bubbles within the sight of a child And when the child sees the bubbles and shows interest in them, you can make them say the word bubble or some form of the word bubble, but they need to communicate that they want the bubbles. You can fashion it into a game by catching them on the wand and waiting until the child says pop before letting them pop it or you pop it, either one. This game can be modified or designed to meet the needs of any child. I found this one at the napacenter.org. The next activity is mirror play. It's when you can actually put a mirror in front of a baby and let them look at themselves and make noises, and you can let them see. Once they get a little bigger, you can put the child in front of the mirror and allow the child to make faces and watch as you make words. This helps the child to become familiar with the movement of their mouth and connect it with the words that are being said and the sounds that you're making when you move your mouth. This one came from teachinglittles.com. The next activity is categorizing pictures. In this activity, it is best for children 2 to 3 years of age. It uses pictures of different objects, animals, foods, etc. All you have to do is just get the child to place the picture in a category. You can create really silly pictures, such as like a dog driving a car, and the baby or child might laugh at the picture, but you get them to explain what's wrong with the picture. Why do you think it's funny? I found this activity at asha.org. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for your time and your attention.